Okay, you guys, welcome back to Open Mat Chronicles 1865 here. 1865 Rod. Back at you guys once again. We got my man Schaefer in the house once again, as
What
always.
What up? Schaefer in the house. How y'all doing today?
What up?
Man, we having a good time already. We're already just sitting here talking shit and having fun.
We're always talking.
We are always talking shit. We are always having fun. So what is the topic of discussion today, sir?
Okay, so we were thinking,
Uh-huh.
looking at some different topics. I'm looking at, man, think of the guys who are naturally just gifted, right?
Right.
Versus a guy that has to bust his butt and get, so basically natural talent versus hard work. Like, which is better?
Natural talent versus hard work.
like are they equal or like let's
no.
just kind of like unpack it and talk about that.
Okay, because I don't think they are equal.
I don't think so either.
I don't think they are equal. Shit.
But like some guys, like you could look at a guy, he's not really that big, he's not that strong, he's not that athletic, he's not that flexible.
Right.
But the freaking dude's good though.
Right.
He just worked his butt off.
Yeah, man. Like if you get those guys who are grinders, right?
Yeah.
They'll get in and they'll chug away. It's like a little engine that could.
Yeah.
It's like the old little freaking school book thing, right? And they'll just grind and grind and grind. And you might get a joker who's got this natural talent, but he's kind of half-assing it. He's just going with the flow, flowing with the go. He's like, man, I'm good at jiu-jitsu. It just comes easy to me.
Comes natural.
And then he gets this grinder, and he grabs him, and he freaking just mauls his ass because he's just determined. He's one of those guys that are like, hey, you're going to have to fucking kill me. He's like, he's like, I'm going to do it until it's done. Okay.
Well, let me ask this.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we're talking about natural talent, natural ability, how do we identify that? Are we saying just because there's a lot of guys that might have one attribute? Okay, I'm a little strong for my size, or I'm a little bit flexible, or whatever. Maybe I got a little bit of athleticism.
Right.
When I'm saying natural talent, I'm talking about the guy that's got everything.
Gotcha. So
That's rare, though.
just gifted. Yeah.
That's rare.
We're talking about the freaking diamond in the rough.
Yeah,
type
those
shit,
are rare.
so.
That's not that common. But then the guy on the flip side, the guy that does the hard work could be a guy with zero physical, attributes that are beneficial to the sport.
Uh-huh.
He could be like, 150 pound thin guy, no muscle really, just average guy, no super flexibility. But that guy trains after a decade, he's freaking mauling people.
And I would say there's more of them.
There's more of them
than the natural talent guys.
Yes.
So these supernaturally gifted athletes, because usually they're athletes, right? Like they're just like, woo, thank you God because you hooked me up, right?
Yeah.
And they're usually they're usually a little bit bigger. They just got a lot of muscle. Muscle just packs on them
Fast.
easily, but it's useful muscle. It's go muscle, not show muscle,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
They're not walking
there's a
around.
difference.
Yeah, there's a damn difference. They're not walking around like bodybuilders, right? They're not always necessarily flexing a 6-pack ab, but what they do have is just explosive strength and speed, and they had that fast twitch muscle fiber. And they were just born that way, man.
Just born that way,
maybe,
man.
Maybe it was just good freaking breeding. Maybe their mama was like a freaking half a show horse, and the daddy was like pulling plows or something. Whatever it is, they won the genetic lottery.
Yep.
And a lot of times, those kind of guys don't have to focus in so much on the intricacies of their technique, right? They can just go, oh man, that shit just flowed. Like he did this, and I could pull him past for my arm drag, and they only half-ass try to learn the moves, and they're still just mauling everybody, right? Like they get it quickly, and
they call that they call it jiu-jitsu intelligence too. Like some people are just really like they have the high IQ when it comes to jiu-jitsu.
Well,
you can look at something and just pick it up.
Absolutely.
And then do
Hell,
it.
a lot of break dancers too.
Yes, I was going to say dancers.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of
They got
break
the same
dancers,
thing.
they got that thing where it just drops in, and they understand where their body is in space and time. Like they can feel where they're at. They can close their eyes and do jiu-jitsu.
Man, you guys used to laugh. I said Michael Jackson would be good at jiu-jitsu.
Michael Jackson would be good at jiu-jitsu.
He probably would.
He would be really good at jiu-jitsu. He'd be like,
Shout
Shimon. He'd be like,
out to
Shimon.
Michael Jackson. Hell, he'd be good, dude.
He's like, come on, man, let's do it. Yeah, Michael Jackson, I think he'd be really good at jiu-jitsu.
Any dancer would be good, you would think.
I think so, because again,
To a degree.
because
He doesn't have the physicality.
right. I mean, but look, man, every jiu-jitsu guy is not some big jack dude.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
He was like lanky, and he could slap a triangle on somebody.
Yeah.
So,
MJ.
Right? The king of pop. He could have been the king of jiu-jitsu.
Oh, man.
So those guys who can kind of just jump in there and not really work as hard as they should but still become really good. I don't know. I don't know the guy, so hopefully it won't fucking come and bite me in my ass. But BJ Penn is a great example of that. And he's even admitted it in the past, right? He is just great, man. Like,
super athletic.
Yeah, he had everything going. And he's like, sometimes I'm just lazy. So when he wasn't really applying himself.
That's a good example.
Right. He wasn't applying himself, but he was still kicking people's ass.
Yeah.
He was doing it just like, he's like, I'm just here, man. This is good enough for me. And he went to the top. But he went to the top because people hadn't caught on yet. And if they didn't catch on and then they go, all right, well, this motherfucker, he's real good. But watch when I grind this shit out. Watch when I put in the work. He's only working a couple hours a day at best.
Yeah.
I'm willing to work all day, every day, two a days.
Things were coming easy. You know what? That's actually a perfect example because think about it. If you think of who he fought when he fought Ryan Hall is like the personification of just a guy that doesn't have any he's not like an imposing figure or anything like that. He's a normal dude, right? You would look at Ryan Hall and think, oh, he's just a normal guy. He's not super big, super strong,
You're right.
But he's gifted in terms of intellectually. He understands the sport extremely well.
Right.
He
I
knows
think
how
he
to
picks
apply
it up. Yeah.
and he worked his butt off, dude.
But I don't see him as a naturally gifted athlete.
No, I don't either. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So
he's not a naturally gifted athlete.
A gifted athlete naturally would be BJ Penn.
Yes.
Against the grinder Ryan Hall, and Ryan Hall.
Yeah, he got him.
Got him, dude.
For sure.
So I got that jersey right there, baby. Shout out to Ryan Hall.
Shout out to 50-50.
That's it.
I hate the 50-50.
I love 50-50.
I know you do, man.
I like it, man.
Damn. How are we even friends, dude?
I know.
Like, we don't...
by all logic, we shouldn't be friends.
Seriously. 50-50, I can think of... I think it's like 3 times.
Because you either just kind of end up there. You either end up there, but you end up there against a guy that's trying to put you there, basically.
Correct. And I've been put in 50-50 maybe put in 50-50 twice and accidentally ended up in 50-50 once. So 3 times I've ever been in that damn position, other than just training it and whatnot. But I don't like it, dude.
I know. 2 of them were by me.
Yeah, it's like we're chilling and next thing we're scissoring each other. It's like, wait a minute, I don't need this. This isn't what I signed up for. I don't know. but it's funny because now we're talking. Oh. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about freaking jiu-jitsu and what we like and like good, this kind of jiu-jitsu versus that kind of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
We'll get to that because right now we got to focus on this talent versus hard work, right?
Yes. Stay on point.
And yeah, I'm going to stay on topic. I'm going to stay on topic. But you moved me over to MMA,
I know,
which made me want to freaking give a shout out.
Yeah, MMA.
I wanted to give a shout out to some buddies out in Georgia, right? So we got a brother out there, Nick. He's from Independent MMA and Fitness. He's out in Villarica, Georgia, where my little brother lives, right? So my little brother, I think he knew him, and he's like, oh, man.
What's his last name, Nick who?
I don't freaking know. It's Nick from freaking Independent MMA.
Nick shout out to Nick from Independent MMA.
Yeah, he's out there, and I guess a lot of the guys out in Georgia are watching us, and I appreciate that. And then there was another, David and Skylar, and also the owner out there, Brian from Black Eye Athletics. That's the school that my niece and nephew go train at.
Okay.
I was like,
nice.
okay, Izzy and Ethan out there.
Right, there you go.
Black Eye Athletics. Anyway,
Just
shout
like
out to everybody.
Eyed
Yeah, I know, like Black Eye Peas.
Right?
Shout out to Nick. Shout out to David, Skylar, and Brian, the owner out there. So if you're out in Georgia, check them out. Hell, next time I go to Georgia, I will make it a point to get to both locations.
There you go.
Try not to beat me up too bad because I'm getting old, dude. So just getting old.
We appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah, we would definitely appreciate it. So talent versus hard work, right? I remember reading a book. They were talking about it. It was the Navy SEALs. Okay, I mean, not that a jiu-jitsu guy is a Navy SEAL by any fucking stretch of the imagination.
Not Jocko.
Even though some Navy SEAls do jiu-jitsu, Jocko, right?
Yep.
So they were talking about the guys who do well are not necessarily those gifted athletes. Guys who they're like, oh, this shit comes easy to me. Because if it comes easy to you, then when it comes time to have to grind, you might fucking fail.
I agree.
You might give up. You're like, this shit's not happening easy. What should I do? I fucking quit, right? But a guy who's just willing to grind, he's like, fuck it. I'll die here. Like, I'm willing to press forward until the end. I'm going to win. So if you get a guy who's just like, nah, man, I'm going to win. He's like, I don't just fight not to lose. I'm gonna fucking win or die. A guy like that, man, it's hard to beat somebody like that. You know what I mean? It's hard to beat.
A determined man is hard to beat.
And especially if they're willing to put in the work to actually increase their skill set. And guys who are like that, they will, man. They'll grind it out.
You're describing, think about it, you're describing freaking Batman, dude. Right? Wasn't he like the quintessential guy that like he had all the attributes, he had everything, but then he just worked everything.
He had both.
He had
determination and the money. Look, well, now you're talking about BJ Penn. The reason BJ Penn was he could always train.
You got to be Batman.
He had
BJJ
money.
version of Batman.
Man, BJJ version of Batman, that'd be awesome.
That's what you got to be.
Hell yeah. So you got to be like a billionaire crime fighter with all kinds of unaddressed trauma.
Yeah. That just drives you.
Yeah, and it just drives you to grind it out. Okay, so I would say in the beginning, a guy who has sheer talent will beat the hard worker.
Okay, I'd go with that. I'd go with that.
Right? So as the time progresses, if that talented person is not willing to work as hard, I believe that a hard worker can outpace talent. You know what I mean? Given a long enough timeline, that hard work will bring your skill set up and surpass a guy who's just kind of just doing good enough to fucking get by because it's super easy for him.
I would agree with that 100%. And I'm talking two guys that are, let's say they're relatively the same size. Just two, but one guy could be, he's jacked. Let's say he's a 6 foot tall guy, 200 pounds, just solid muscle, super athletic. But then you got another guy the same size, but he's not really like jacked. He's just a normal guy. Yeah. Not strong, just a normal frame guy. But that normal frame guy will probably win if he outtrains the other guy.
For sure.
100%.
I believe that. Yeah. I mean, dude, oh my God. See, it comes back to one of those damn Navy SEAL lines. There was a guy, he couldn't fucking swim. So he wanted to be a fucking SEAL and he couldn't swim. And they dumped his ass in the water, and instead of him like bobbing up like he was fucking supposed to, he just fucking held his breath and walked across the bottom of the pool. And they were like, what the fuck? They were like, you're gonna die. And he was like, yeah, fuck it, man. This is what it is. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, if you have that serious determination, man, you can do damn near anything. Damn, which is so funny. Oh, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
No, I was just gonna say so that's good for most people that are training because like you don't really have to have any kind of special, I guess attributes. You could just learn the techniques and you will be proficient.
Very true.
And if you're the hungrier you are, the better you will get. If you just stick with it and grind it out.
Now, what I was about to say was the fucking bubble burster.
Yeah, go ahead. Because it is there.
The bubble burster is this. If you are just truly not talented at all, you can hard work the shit out of this, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the best, right? You might become very proficient. You'd be able to kick the dog shit out of most people on earth, right? But that doesn't mean you're going to go to the upper echelons.
You'll be a local hero.
You'll be a local hero. Yeah. You'll be a local hero, and hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, I'm not even a local hero. I'm just a cool motherfucker. Like, people like me, but I'm not a local hero or anything, right? I know too many people who can kick my ass in jiu-jitsu. It's ridiculous. Facts. It is really ridiculous. But I also know a bunch of people who I can kick their ass in jiu-jitsu, right? So it's like I'm in the middle, man.
I know where I'm
all right. I know, right.
I'm okay.
I'm not comfortable, right? I'm comfortable where I'm at. Like, I'm not willing to put in the amount of work it would require for me to all of a sudden be like, watch this shit, I'm the best. Nah, dude. That ship has sailed.
Yeah.
And now here's the unfortunate truth for most people. That ship has probably sailed. The people who are going to be the best, damn it, and I'm not saying this so that you'll quit jiu-jitsu,
I know,
okay?
man.
I'm not saying this so you'll quit jiu-jitsu. But the people who are going to be the best they started when they were 5, 6, 10 years old, and they've been training for 10, 15 years before they're even 21, right? They just turned 21, and it's like they've already got 3 times more time on the mat than you, and you're like, what the hell? That's why you see sometimes these little 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old kids, they come in and they're beating the dog shit out of grown-ups. It happens, right? Partially because they're actually very talented. But the other part is because they're also grinders. They're willing to work hard and have fucking talent. Now that's when you start coming across the most dangerous people on the fucking planet, right? Because now you got guys who are like, hey man, I love this shit. You love this shit. Cool. I'm really, really good at it. And even if I hardly try, I'm really, really good at it. But I'm also super determined, and I want to win, and I'm a freaking type A personality, and I want to be the best, and I'm willing to put in 2-3 times a day. I don't even need to learn how to read. Fuck school. I don't need to learn any of this. I just want to be the best at jiu-jitsu. Well, guess what? They're going to be the best.
Okay, so let's scale it back then. Let's scale it back because you are right. You're 100% right on that. But let's dial it back to like a school level or maybe like your local community.
Okay.
So you don't have to be the best of the best of the best of the best. You know, we're not going Gordon Ryan level. Let's
local
go like,
heroes.
I'm local in this area. I'm one of the best.
Local heroes.
So do you think that the guy with no talent could be the best in his local, like basically we have like, 6, 7, 8 schools around us, right?
Yeah.
We're local. We got a lot of schools around us, right? Could you be the best having no really physical attributes that are super, really that you're able to leverage, but you've just grinded your butt off for the last, 15 years, and now I can go anywhere in schools and beat pretty much everybody. Can you do that? Local hero.
I believe you can be that local hero. But then here's the fucked up part.
Oh no.
Here's the part, right?
I know. Now I'm depressed.
Because here's our resident local hero.
I know.
Who
yeah.
he comes in just when he fucking feels like it every now and again.
Dang.
And I can't remember the last time I've ever got a fucking tap on him. I think I caught him on some slick shit like once or twice.
It's not like you can't tap him. He's a human.
He's a human being, yeah.
But I'm just saying, no one's.
But I'm just saying,
you might trick him and say, "Oh, I got him one time," but it's not like
he picks shit up so quickly, and he's super athletic. Dang. Like he's got all these gifts. Shout out to Trevor, big fucking Trevor again. I know, right? Dang, it's like Trevor. They're like, who the fuck is this guy?
I know, we gotta get Trevor on here.
We're gonna get him on,
We'll
and
get
then
him on here.
and then when you see him, you're like,
oh, I get
really?
it. It makes
you're
sense.
like, all right, is he that dude? But yeah, he's that fucking dude.
No, they'll be like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, they will. They'll get it. And
but it's true though, because like think about it. Like he has both, right? It's the attributes.
Mm-hmm.
And he did grind it out. He's not grinding it out now.
Yeah.
But I've trained with Trevor since I started.
Absolutely.
And he did grind it out all those years. So now he doesn't need to grind it. He's already got it. He's already got it built in. So now
he's
locked cruise
in,
control right now.
What do we say? He rocks a basic game. Like it's nobody's business.
Can't stop it.
Like it's nobody's fucking business,
Yeah.
dude. And I don't hate on that, right? And honestly, I swear I want to be like Don King, dude. That's what I would say. Can you be the nerd assassin, right? I want to Don King this shit. I want to be like, only in America. Yeah, and I want to start bringing him together.
Oh,
and
man,
just like, I'm like, this is my boy Trevor. And I want to see how you would do against him. I do. I want to just set up like, like that old shit bum fights. I guess, are we allowed to talk about bum fights? Bum fights was the shit. You ever see that? Anyway.
It's old school.
Yeah, that's old school. All right, we're not going to do it like bum fights, but I just want to bum rush and fucking dojo storm some fucking spots, you know what I'm saying? And just like, yo.
But he's a no-gi guy, though. I'd have to frame that. He doesn't do gi.
At all? Bullshit.
He doesn't do gi.
No?
No, he doesn't like gi.
But he knows the gi.
He knows he does not do gi. I'm telling you, he does not like gi.
All right.
He has no. He told me, he goes, I have no interest in the gi at all.
See, but that
He could do gi though. No, he could.
But that's an Achilles heel.
No, it's not though. That's not what he likes. That's just not a sport that he likes.
Okay, but what if
it's like me? I don't really like gi.
What if we said, okay, let's do it like this? We're gonna go. Because
if you're gonna go the gi,
no-gi, we're gonna have you fight once in the gi, once in the no-gi.
I mean, it's just not something he practices at all. Like, he doesn't practice it at all. And then a good gi guy has grips. They're going to be able to leverage it. So I think of a high-level black belt would have then you might get him.
But that goes back to our other thing. What are we talking about when we talk about jiu-jitsu?
Yeah. I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing like mano a mano, dude, no gi, just fight.
Mano a mano, it was just a fucking fight?
No. Just into, like submission grappling. Submission grappling.
Right.
That's my argument.
I guess, but that...
That's a
that
sport.
gets it super specific though.
Not
That's
really.
like because if you say jujitsu,
I don't do jiu-jitsu.
it's fucking
I do submission wrestling.
you
Throw a little
fucking
catch
do.
in there.
You do submission
Sprinkle in some
wrestling now.
catch in there.
All right, fair
Sprinkle,
enough.
sprinkle.
Fair enough. Can these guys outpace the natural talent even at a local level?
Man, it's gonna be
Yes, but I
gonna be
guess
rough.
there can be such an anomaly that they just kind of sit above everybody
okay.
else.
So let's do this. And I have another analogy then. Okay, if we'll do that for a gi, I would say who's a guy that had more natural ability? Maybe like little Andy. Remember Andy? Little Andy.
Yeah, so
Shout
Andy had
Little
great
Andy.
natural ability to recognize and understand
Yes.
moves. Like he had,
He did work his butt off,
like
too, though.
yeah, superior spatial awareness. Though.
Yes.
like he understood where the fuck he was at and why things worked and the mechanics of it, and he also grinds.
He did grind. He
You know what I'm
grinded out,
saying?
but he was
Like-
also athletic though.
He was yes, for sure. And
We need a nerd.
So I don't
Who's
know.
a guy that has nothing but is really, really good? I don't want to shout anybody out, but I mean, I'm talking about the guy that doesn't have any physical attributes, that just trains jiu-jitsu. That's it. That he doesn't lift weights. He does nothing, but he's freaking good. There's guys out there like that will still bring smoke. And you know what?
yes,
You know why it's harder now?
I know a couple, but here's the thing with them.
It's getting harder now because everybody does ancillary training
Yes,
now. 'cause
and
we're
I was
not-
about to say, so if you took someone who
Yeah.
sheerly did jujitsu and they worked hard at jujitsu only, fuck.
We're not in 1994
I
anymore.
don't
Like, so everybody
know-
does cross training
right,
now.
I don't know that they can hit the upper echelons. I think they'll be very good. I think they'll be great in their gym.
Yes.
I think they'll be great in a local tournament here and there, but they would never be top 3.
Yes.
They would never be top 3. I don't think you can be top 3 without talent and hard work. Like, I don't think talent alone will ever put you in top 3. I don't think that hard work will put you in top 3, especially if you got a talented guy who's willing to work. So it's like, shit.
That's rough.
That sucks.
And that's what it is nowadays, though, right? It's now you got all the guys that are really at that top level. They are the guys that have the physical attributes, and that are training, consistently.
If you would take almost any modern guy now who's really been training hard in jiu-jitsu and all that and MMA or whatever, and drop them into like UFC 1, they win.
Oh yeah, they'd maul.
They win. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
If you took Mighty Mouse
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and dropped him into UFC 1,
Oh, can you imagine?
he would win.
There'd be no voice to be him.
Yes. And
That's crazy, huh?
right. So it's because it's changed so much. It's not like style versus style.
So
anymore,
okay,
you know what I'm saying?
all right.
Right, yeah, it's not
So
right.
that brings a good point. So think about it.
Yeah.
So when you said Demetrius Johnson, so think about the techniques, old techniques versus new techniques. Like who wins?
Right. Okay.
Think about it. And so we have to have a cutoff. Like what's a new technique and what's an old technique?
I would say
Combative.
and some
right?
motherfuckers are gonna get mad that I say it this way, but here's how I'm gonna say it. If you take the Gracie combatives, if you take all that shit that you used to have to go buy a fucking VHS, right? You had to use that to buy a VHS.
Dude, they had those
or,
books.
or get a book.
They had the
You're-
book, man.
Yeah,
You
you're
flip-
flipping through a book.
Jiu-jitsu
You're like,
book.
well, how do
Yeah.
I do this Den
They'd have
Mach?
like a bunch of little pictures, like a little series of photos. Yeah.
If you take that as your old school traditional techniques and understand it was very effective. Dude, I remember some old magazines and stuff I had, and it was like hell, it was Marco Huas and some of those guys,
yeah.
and they're showing
of
like
the Streets.
fucking MMA, King of the Streets. They're showing MMA techniques, and they're showing it's like every single one of those books has some half-ass naked Brazilian dude with some fucking tight shorts on and shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Tight shorts, no freaking shirt, glistening and shit,
Yeah.
and rubbing all up on everybody. But that's how that shit was taught back in the day, dude. It was like Vale Tudo, old school Vale Tudo stuff, right? And their moves, all the techniques were pretty basic.
Yeah.
It was super basic yet effective. It was just used to destroy your opponent. Like that was it. It was like, okay, you do X, Y, Z, and this will beat your ass. do this and they don't know how to defend against it, you win.
Yeah.
But that was the thing, right? You're fighting against a guy who doesn't know how to defend against it, right? So that was the beauty of old UFCs and all that. It was like it was technique versus technique. Nobody knew what the hell to do when their arm is getting freaking twisted up. Nobody knew what to do when you're caught between
That's all you
some
need.
dude's
Basically,
legs.
that's all you needed back then because no one knew
Correct.
anything. Where now we do know it, so you have to create new techniques.
Yes. So
It's like even like a De La Riva guard would be new to them. They'd be like, "What is this?
Yeah. Like I mean,
What's a De La Riva?"
and the reason it would be, I count that, even
It's
though
a
it's
weird
old
one.
as
It's
fuck.
so old.
It's old as fuck, but I count it as new because it wasn't something that would be used specifically in a combat art. It was not used as a martial art.
It's a sport move.
That's a sports move. And I think I think the big changeover, the big divide comes when it became more sports oriented.
I'd agree.
The sports opened up so many moves that would never work because if you were like, oh, I'm going to get upside down, I'm going to wrap my legs up, and I'm going to put my one arm under here, it's like, well, yeah, but now the guy on top is going to just punch you in your face over and over and over, and now you lose. So Gracie Combatives and all the old school stuff, it was used and effective in a fight. So
K-guard ain't going to work in an MMA fight. Sorry. I wouldn't recommend it.
So how does that translate, though? Because I also know some people who do really basic shit and compete. I would say that most wins in competition, I mean, hell, you got the one, you know what it is. The freaking choke.
Oh, Monteleone. That's the number one submission.
So you got Monteleone, you got the rear naked
Yeah.
choke. After that, you've got your guillotine. If you're in gi,
bow and arrow.
it's the bow and arrow, for
by
sure,
far.
right? Then we got like arm bars, and then I think it goes to triangle. Like what you don't have is shit like
And-
the Barada Palada.
Yeah, you don't see that stuff. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't see stuff like, oh, what's that one Shorty fucking loves?
the
Tarika Platas and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
that's
I'm like,
But
dude,
and here's the thing too. Even the triangles and the arm bars, the pathway to get there is very simple. It's like
Yes.
one or two things. It's not like all these fancy
Yes.
transitions going inverted, and then you get the arm. You don't see that.
Yep. Look, think about how I teach my classes, right? Hell, I'm teaching on freaking Wednesday. I might just teach triangle just because of this. So, it'll be closed guard.
Yep.
Right? I mean, you always want to be, if you can be on top, be on top. But
Facts.
if for whatever reason you're not, I bring them into closed guard.
Yeah.
And I always teach people, you don't do any open guard moves until your closed guard has failed you.
Facts.
Right?
Why skip that?
Right.
It's like skipping a layer.
I'm like, finish them in closed guard.
Yeah.
Then if you can't get that, finish them in half guard. If you can't get that, then you're fucking
Go to
dicking
Z
around
guard
with
or
this
whatever.
open guards, Z guards, all these other things.
Yeah.
Every time you go to one of those different guards, you have now lost a bit of control of your opponent, right? Whereas closed guard, I'm controlling the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Right? So from there, my triangles are from closed guard, right? Where you control the wrist, I punch down, trap, retrap, angle, finish. Boom.
Yeah.
Super simple. But how do they do in competition now, though, right? Everybody kind of wants to either jump into 50-50 and scissor each other, or they want to like...
I don't really see a lot of 50-50 in competition.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not
yeah.
anymore. For a while it was.
Yeah.
Everybody was 50-50 and 50-50, and then they would go into ankle lock, or they would like
They're just trying to
grab
crack a
that
heel
football, pull through, and get a pass.
Yeah.
I'm talking about gi.
Oh, okay.
No
Yeah,
gi.
I don't like
no
it.
gi. It's straight to heel hooks.
Yeah.
Straight to heel hooks now, and that's different.
I
Right?
use it more for a pass now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Instead of just like
it's-
everybody's gonna try to do a heel hook. That's,
Yep.
I think that's low level grappling just to try to get. I really do. You know, no, I really do. I just think like because you're just saying, oh, I'm gonna just grab a heel hook.
Right,
Like,
nobody
it's so
nobody
obvious,
passes
like,
the guard anymore.
Yeah, so
it's
there's
like, why pass the
50-50,
guard when I can just rip his freaking knee to
Yeah,
shreds?
I'll try to use it as a guard pass now.
I mean, hey, listen.
If I get there, I don't.
And
really
for
care.
competition, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You go through the path of least resistance. Why am I going to fight to do all this extra shit if I
Yeah.
can just fucking tap you right now?
That's true.
But if you went old school versus new school, and I have to say in a gi, right? This is, I know, man. I know you don't
Man,
like, I know.
I'm lost now.
But listen, hear me out.
All right.
Hear me out as to
People can think I
why.
never even did gi.
I know,
trained
right?
gi for
You
like
fucking trained
like
gi for
13
years, dude.
dude.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
So the reason I say it has to be first and foremost in a gi, All right, actually, I'm gonna scale that back. It does not. I'm gonna give you gi, and then we're gonna talk about no gi
right.
also. In the gi, in a sports situation where I can't do anything crazy, new school's better because it does give you more options.
Oh, it's way more options.
Because most of the people who learn all these new school moves have a foundation built on your regular traditional moves first, right?
100%.
So even if you're not super effective at applying and winning a match with those basic moves,
Yeah.
you're not going to get caught in those basic moves.
Correct.
And if you got now 2 black belts or whatever, I mean, it doesn't matter, 2 purple belts, they're going at it, and they both are at least aware of the basics. And you've got one who is really proficient at basics. The other one's good enough for government work, right? He's like, I'm not going to necessarily get you in this low-level freaking triangle. But I know that if you start to apply it, I know what to do.
Exactly.
And this is where the new school stuff kind of does help, right? Because you might be able to slide out from a move and then go to some weird freaky deaky
New transition or whatever.
transition. You're like, hey, I got this 13-step guard pass. And who knows, man, maybe he's been drilling that shit for the last 6 months and he's going to get it.
Yeah.
Because the other guy's going to be like, what the shit just happened? Like, he's not even going to know what the hell just happened to him.
So how does that change in no-gi? I'm just curious.
No-gi, because a lot of these new school moves do require you to get some kind of grips.
Control,
and then
basically.
tie them up.
Yeah.
Like, worm guard and shit. You gotta wrap it under your leg and up under his ass, and then you gotta freaking reach back. And you gotta fucking hit him with the French tickler and shit. And there's a lot of shit going on, right? No-gi doesn't give you that much fucking shit, man. Butt ass naked fighting.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
like, you can't twist me up too much because I mean, okay, I can do the same thing, right? And what can you do that I really don't know, right? I mean, there was some cool shit. Like, there was that guy from 10th Planet who did the, what the hell was it? The Dead Orchard. Like, that shit was cool, man, when it came out. It was a fucking,
I never
it was,
heard of
yeah, it was like this armbar triangle choke setup. Man, I'm going to freaking put that in the thing.
Okay, that's
but it
pretty
was
good.
a 10th Planet guy.
Okay.
And the guy's name was, like, I don't know, fucking something Orchard. Orchard was his last name. And
Oh, is that red-haired dude?
he might have been, dude. I don't know. I'm going to definitely show you. We're going to pull that shit up. But he had this move called the Dead Orchard. And for a while, that shit was killing, dude. Even in no-gi, because the setup was so controlling, but people didn't know it. Shit was amazing. It's
pretty good.
Shit was amazing. But anyway, fuck, I don't know. Okay, so no-gi, I think for the most part, you can suffice just having traditional shit. I think you can beat people up just with your regular traditional simple moves, right?
Yeah.
The same shit that you can get out of the magazine. That shit
Oh,
will
yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah.
But with
Gi
the
is more nuanced.
With the gi,
for
it's
sure.
way more nuanced. You gotta learn how to tie them in knots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's a totally different sport. It really is.
it really is.
The more that you really think about it, it is a different sport altogether.
All those extra handholds. I mean, what
Yeah.
I said before, right? Like, fucking, a gi is like training wheels. And if you're really, really good, it's not like training wheels anymore.
It's
Now
not-
it's like
yeah,
you're
now
riding
it's like a
you're like
weapon.
a 10-speed fucking
Yeah.
bike, man.
Yeah.
You're cutting fools up. So, yes, it's a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, training wheels to weapon. You're right. There you go.
That's good. Training wheels together.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. That's pretty much it. Did we actually
Do we solve anything?
definitively answer anything? Fuck no, dude. Who the fuck are we?
Well,
we
we
don't know
did. We
shit.
did. We said
we
that, okay,
talked.
I guess at the end of the day, like, more practitioners now are. I'm noticing that they're all already having like some physical attributes. That's why we're not seeing a lot of the like the little skinny, nerdy guys. That's what started when I was starting out. See a lot of small guys.
Those days are done, dude.
They're kind of done because now it's attracting all these like physical specimens, guys that played football, they wrestled. So that's
Right.
that's the new normal
They're
right now.
huge, they're talented,
They're athletic,
and they're hard workers.
and they work hard. So yeah,
They win. You're fucking fighting the Spartans, dude. What do you want?
you're fine.
I mean, come on.
That's a lot of the reason why. Oh, they're getting better. Well, that's why the
Yeah.
pool of talent is
Shit,
getting
yeah.
better. Just the people that are coming into the sport to begin with,
Absolutely.
is getting better.
But you know what? I'm just gonna keep beating them up when they're kids. That way, I always got something in the back of their fucking mind.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
They're like, oh man, I don't know.
little-
They're like, Schaefer used to kick my ass.
Little subliminal
But
thing, yeah.
they don't recognize. Yeah, but dude, you were like 12
Yeah. Yeah.
Shaver used to beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm the king of the kids class. Anyway, listen, people, don't puss out. I still want you to do jujitsu.
Even if you're a nerd.
Even if you're a nerd, I still want you to do jujitsu. I don't want you to be discouraged and go, well, I'll never be the best, so I should just quit. Come on, man. That's stupid. That's some soft ass shit. Don't be that.
Wait, we left out somebody. Think about it. Well, I
Left
was
out
gonna say-
somebody as far as a hard worker?
I was gonna say kind of nerdy, but that's just looks because he's actually in really good shape though. And I was gonna say Musamichi.
yeah. But
he
think-
works.
So he's a hard worker.
Extremely hard, and he's super athletic too. Though.
Right, so
I
I
wouldn't
mean-
put him in there just because he looks like a nerd. He's not.
Yeah.
It's because he looks like that. But
For sure.
He still has the I guess the attributes of a very
So
athletic guy.
you know who actually? Damn, and I mean nobody going to know who the fuck I'm talking about. But we had these guys, the Vogel brothers. I mean, do you want to talk about like
Sounds
nerdy
familiar.
looking guys? Oh, dude, you can find them. They're fucking. They're known, but I'm like, but it's jujitsu, so do you really know them?
Yeah.
But the Vogel brothers they're badass. They're out of Team Balance. They're out of the East Coast, Jersey and Philly, and dude, freaking amazing. But again, nerd assassins.
Oh really?
Fucking nerd assassin. I would not in any way, shape, or form go, oh, this is natural talent. No, these dudes grinded it out.
They earned it.
They earned
That's
that
respect
shit.
with that too.
They
There's something
earned
about
that
that
shit,
you know
And
makes you feel good.
Yeah, they're fucking dangerous, dude.
That's good.
Yeah, the Vogels. Check them out. Yeah, because you know they kick ass, and the same reason all of you are going to continue to kick ass because you're not going to quit because we didn't mean to depress anybody and go, this is bullshit, man. I can't be the best. I don't have natural
it should
talent.
be motivating actually, because
man.
those are the guys that actually turn out to be really good.
Absolutely. So grind it out, man. Don't just half-ass it, whole-ass that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out there and get it done, because if it's important to you,
You will.
absolutely find a way. And if it's not, man,
You
gonna-
won't.
You're gonna find an excuse. And like, don't let the excuse be, I can't be the best, so I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
Because that's bullshit. Don't be that guy.
Try to be the best in your little environment
Hell
first.
yeah, man.
That's a little mini goal,
Exactly.
right?
Be better than you were yesterday.
Yep.
How about that? You don't need to be the best compared to somebody else. This is shit I always tell people,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, compare yourself now to who you were a year ago when you started, or however long ago you started, right? The you now would probably kick the
mauled
dog
one.
shit out of you from the past,
Yep.
right? Rarely will I see a guy go, oh, back in my day, I'd beat myself up. Nah, bullshit, dude. Especially if you've been training.
Yeah.
You're better now.
Better
You're
now.
more dangerous
Better now. Even me older now, I would still maul the purple belt version
Absolutely.
of myself.
Dude,
It
I
wouldn't
think
be- it would
to
be
myself,
easy.
18, 19, 20, 21, infantry soldier, carrying a machine. I mean, if I had a machine gun, I'd win. But like without that damn machine gun, yeah, I know, right? But if it was just me versus me, old ass me, 48, fucking young ass me, 21, I'd beat the shit out of myself from the past.
Yeah.
But damn, I look good back then, boy. I was like, I didn't have this cool ass beard, but boy, I was like a pretty motherfucker. Anyway, all right, off subject again. Off subject again. So what else we got, Rob? We good?
I think we're good, man. We got to hit on everything, right? We wanted to cover.
We did, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Shout out your boys.
shout out our
Get everything
peoples over
good.
there in Georgia. Hey, thank you all for seriously. Thank you for watching us, man.
Yeah,
Like,
we appreciate it.
We really do. It kind of blows our mind. It's like people give a shit what we got to say. That's kind of cool.
It's very cool.
And if anybody else wants to shout out or something, fuck, just shoot us a message or something, right? I mean, we ain't gonna fucking promote your dog walking business or anything, but yeah. But if you got a jujitsu school,
Hey, man, put the links to your homies.
facts.
Their
100%.
schools. Put that in the
Absolutely,
description.
seriously. And if you go to Georgia, fucking go check those
them
guys
out,
out,
man.
man. Shit, we're gonna have to
throw
get some
some
like
hands.
we're gonna have to get some Open Mat Chronicle shirts for people
Yeah,
and
we
shit at
do.
some point. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge later. All right, come on, man, because
I think we're good, man.
you said you were gonna say it this time.
No, I'll say if you guys like the video, then share it this time.
All right,
we
there
build
we
it
go.
up. We build it up. We build it up. So share it.
Like and share.
Hit a like and a share. We're good with that. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Us.
Us. Black eye.
I'll be like, black guy.
Black guy? No, black eye. And the owner out there is Brian. Appreciate you, man. Keep turning my niece and nephew into killers.
Shoot. Forget it. I don't want to overthink it.
Don't overthink
I'm not trying to overthink it.
Fuck yeah, fire away.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right.